Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Constance the Reader. Today, it's Friday, okay? And by Friday, I mean the day after I got back from my trip. We're starting the video now. You can see, I didn't film while I was there. I want to try to keep that part of this brief, but yeah, I did go to Arizona on Monday of this week. I had every intention of filming while I was there. I did actually film a little bit. I filmed my room when I first got there, but it was not, starting off, it wasn't bad, but I made a mistake picking a seat for the longest flight going there. It wasn't comfortable, so I was really pissed off at myself. But I was really proud of myself that I navigated the airport alone. I think I mentioned, like, this is my first time traveling by myself without even meeting up with, like, a coworker on the way there. So I've never done airport things alone. That might seem like, okay, is it really that big of a deal? I know I'm 35, but that doesn't matter. I always travel with Debbie. I love traveling with Debbie. That's all I want. That's all I need. And the fact that I couldn't do it, I had anxiety. It's true. But yeah, first flight there, it was a good for me navigating, but the second flight, the longest flight, was miserable because I chose the wrong seat and I was extremely uncomfortable, but I made it. I get there. The resort is really cool. It was the Arizona like Grand Resort and Spa. It has that huge ass water park there. I did not get to go to it. There really wasn't any time, and the only time that you could have made to do it, I still didn't really want to go because I just didn't end up going swimming. So there's that. There's the second part. It was so jam-packed, full of learning those first 2 days, so Tuesday and Wednesday, that I couldn't even film anything for you because I can't film the stuff we're learning because it's confidential. I couldn't even really film like the spread of the food we had because all the coworkers are there. And it's not just the people that are on the East Coast, it's West Coast and like Central, you know. So I didn't want to get any of those people in the video. So there's another reason why. And then the final day, which was Wednesday, I don't know what happened. Like my mood just really shifted. I think I was just so overstimulated by the noise and the people and the heat. I was in all black, as I usually am. I knew that that was going to happen, but it was so hot that like I was putting on chapstick and drinking water, mind you. And I'm telling you, my lips were fucking dry. It was miserable. I broke I broke 4 nails. That really pissed me off. And yeah, that last night, I didn't even go to dinner. I did not. I was so tired. It wasn't super bad. It wasn't super bad sleeping. Like the first night, it wasn't terrible, but I didn't have a fan. Then the next night, my coworker told me that he actually asked the lobby or whatever if they had a fan. They gave him one, so I got a fan. So basically the first few nights I was listening to rain sounds, then I got a fan. I listened to both, fell asleep, everything was good. So the beds weren't that bad, but like, yeah, I was tired. I kept waking up 7 o'clock East Coast time, but it was like 4 or 5 o'clock West Coast time, Phoenix, Arizona. And at that point, it was like the first day I'd been awake since 5 in the morning, and it was just all day. So of course I'm exhausted the next day. Then I have to be, you know, on and ready to learn. Was fucking exhausted. And then the next day, I don't know. Yeah, so I just felt like, you know, there was no point in me like hanging out with anybody because I didn't feel like I was gonna have the best attitude, and nobody wants to hang out with someone who's kind of like really antisocial. I would never be rude though, so I just want to make that clear. Like anytime someone said something to me, I was like, oh hey, you know, blah blah. Like I had my headphones and I would take them out and talk to people. But yeah, I kind of like pushed myself back from a lot of the people that I was kind of like conversing with. The good conversation I did have though right before it was like, okay, we're all separating and the learning part of the day is over, was my coworker from Virginia Beach. I really liked talking to him, so it ended up being good. But yeah, that last day, I didn't see anybody after 5 o'clock. I was just in my room. I went to bed early. I know I was gonna have to wake up at 5 in the morning anyway. I think I woke up at 3 in the morning to get to the airport. Shuttle, everything. My flight was delayed from Atlanta. from Atlanta to Virginia. That wasn't that bad. But yeah, that last day, I didn't see anybody after 5 o'clock. I was just in my room. I went to bed early. I know I was gonna have to wake up at 5 in the morning anyway. I think I woke up at 3 in the morning to get to the airport. Shuttle, everything. My flight was delayed But the flight before that one, I picked the wrong fucking seat again. So I was uncomfortable. So honestly, like, I'm just glad that that's done. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go there next year. I really don't. I don't care to do that. I don't. I just don't. I really don't care to do it. I don't. I really don't want to do it. And I'm not going to. That's just simply that's going to happen. Like, right up until the time I was going to leave, I was like, I don't want to go here. I don't want to do it. I know that it's important, but like, if I could think of anything that could get me out of it, obviously I didn't do it, but I highly considered it. And now I know for a fact that I'm not traveling without Devin. I'm just not. And you know what? I don't feel bad about that. I don't. That's just who I am. I know what I want. I know what I like. And I'm not traveling without Devin anymore. So he's not coming with me because he can't, because it would be bored as hell. So then I'm simply not going. So next year, I won't even be going to this meeting. It's just not going to happen. And the next time I travel, it will only be with Debbie. Period. But with that being said, while I was there, technically I got reading done, but honestly, most of the reading I got done was just rereading Hard Boiled Love. I am not ashamed of that because Hard Boiled Love was so good to reread. Although, is it on hiatus? Because the newest episode should have came out on Wednesday of this week and it didn't. So what the hell is really going on? I need to know what happened. But I'm so glad I reread it because the last 2 episodes, even though I had read them, I definitely missed something. Oh my God. Our baby angel Yuan. I can't believe I missed this or forgot it. When he finally, spoilers, when he has to break up with Hwa-young. He doesn't want to, y'all. He doesn't want to do it, but he's too scared that he will be killed and hurt. He breaks up with him. He meets up with Chuck. Gives him one to the face. And then when they separate, he goes into the shower and he cries. And then I don't know why, I forgot, or I didn't pick up on, I don't know. But he starts cutting himself. I totally forgot about that. So now I'm like, where's the next episode? Where's episode 125 or whatever? I don't see anything online that says it's on hiatus. Obviously, I reread the last episode. It doesn't say it's on hiatus. So what's really going on? Okay, give it to me now because I'm going to fucking scream. I'm going to fucking scream and shout. I've been waiting for the shit to pick back up since April. So let a bitch know. Also, what am I doing today? Today's Friday. I can't even read Tears on a Withered Flower because I have to wait till next week. So, you know, I'm just fucking pissed off. With that being said, I did finally get to, I guess Wet Sand comes out on Monday. I guess I forgot about that. I don't know. But I got to read Wet Sand when I got there. Oh my God, what's going to happen? I'm just devastated. I don't know. I don't want that to happen. What I feel like is just obviously going to happen to him, but we'll move on. Let's talk about what I read. Okay. I did read and finish Studio Serendipity. I like that. That was a funny little storyline of a realtor who is a bit of a hoe. I do like that, but he starts sleeping with his client. He kind of has a habit of that. Some things happen, and yeah, I thought it was really cute. I would reread that. It was on the shorter side, so I would definitely reread that. Then I got into The Rotten. Oh my God. Very dark. Very, very, very dark. Be careful about that one. Be careful about that one. So basically, I read up into, I guess, the season finale. This is what's happening to me now. Almost everything that I was reading week by week is on hiatus. And I'm also getting into things that are basically the season 1 finale. We're not even talking about complete. I still have story to go. Bitch, I'm pissed. Then I got into Placebo. Now that is done. What the fuck? Placebo really, that one really was sinister. This is about 2 half-brothers. Half-brothers? Well, they're not related. Two brothers by marriage. Okay, unblood related brothers who, stepbrothers, 2 stepbrothers. So one is a few years older than the other, and the oldest one has always had like an animosity and an anger and a resentment towards the younger one. And he's always like yelled at him, railed at him, treated him like shit. All the while, the younger brother has also given it back to him, but he's been a little bit more sinister nasty than the other one. The older one is more just like physically, verbally abusive, whereas the younger one is a little bit more psychologically abusive. I don't agree with everything this person does. At the same time, I would say I don't blame him for being a little psychologically shitty to him. It's just what comes after that's the problem. So for some reason, the younger brother somehow gets into hypnosis and is good at it immediately. It starts hypnotizing his older brother to, you would think, just treat him better. No, he's fucking on him. It's my brother. So his little code word is, let's play. And then the older brother's demeanor completely changes. He doesn't have any animosity towards the younger brother. He wants to spend time with him, and then they get to having sex. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Obviously, that's like got the older brother like totally fucked up, because when he wakes up, he's like, I don't remember what happened. He's into this other guy who has like been with him for a long time, whatever. Crazy shit's going on. So much so that, I mean, this younger brother starts hypnotizing the guy that his older brother has a crush on, and another dude, and then hypnotizes those other two dudes to do it so that the older brother sees it, is heartbroken, and then comes back to, what? And then in the end, you wouldn't even believe it, someone gets stabbed, and it's not a brother on brother crime, it's someone completely unrelated. And then in the end, and then further in the end, because it actually has an ending, the older brother, this is a spoiler, the older brother remembers everything. Okay, he might be a little bit like, you know, because it's like, what is real, what isn't? But he pretends like he doesn't know what happened. Continues to, I guess, fuck the younger brother. Maybe, I don't know. But then apparently, the creator had made a short first, and the short actually had this part that he did not put in the longer version, where the little brother is so sinister. He not only hypnotizes the older brother, he hypnotizes the parents. He fucks the older brother in front of the parents who are under the hypnosis, not realizing that this is sex. Then he takes the older brother out of the hypnosis so he can see what's happening, but the parents are still under. What the fuck? Crazy. Huh. Then I started After a Meal. That's ongoing. I'm loving it. Didn't realize that Perfectly Broken Love was by the same creator. I finally finished that one. What a weird ass ending, okay? But I wasn't mad at it, but I don't know. With that one, that was tough, because it's like the main dude who has to choose between the guy, I guess his two personalities. I did not like him. I didn't like him. Something about him, I didn't like it so much. But in the end, I guess it worked out for the best. So that's all that matters. Reluctant encounters. Yeah. I like Reluctant Encounters. I do. Oh, no, wait. That season's over too, I think. I don't know. I gotta look back at that. Let's look really quick. Because if that one is a little ongoing, then maybe I'll be happy. Let's see. Yeah, so Reluctant Encounters also ended season 1. What? I'm being punished, I think, because this is just not fair. It's not fair. Slammer Dogs. I finished all of that. I know I talked about it last vlog, but I don't think I had finished it then. What is going to happen? I don't know. Then I got into the side stories of Low Tide and Twilight. Very good so far. I'm enjoying it. I'm very, very happy. Very happy with where that's going. So I did read a little bit of Villains Are Destined to Die, Volume 1, but I only made it to the halfway mark. I started reading this in the airport, so I'm doing okay. I have the first 3 digitally, so I'm still going to read that, and that's what we're going to be reading for like this first part. Obviously, I've got tons and tons and tons of things I said I wanted to read. I do have every intention of reading them, but I figured, hey, let's start this reading vlog off with a little recap and kind of move forward. So yeah, we won't like rehash everything that I'm going to be reading because y'all know it just takes even longer that way. I did finish my unhaul video, so I'll be uploading that soon. I did another haul video. You guys will see that soon. And yeah, we'll just get straight into it. I don't know what I'm going to watch yet, but you know what's going to happen. I'm going to be getting all comfy cozy over here. I'll turn the camera on. You guys will see what I'm reading and we'll talk about it. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Hey everybody. Okay, it's the next day. I didn't film for you guys last night, but I did really like get into the reading and finishing it like pretty late. So just let me. Now we're going to talk about what I read. And I did do some reading. So I'm really happy because what I ended up reading was the stuff that I said I was going to read last month. And I think I'm going to try to stick to that. Because obviously, bitch, this is a bunch of new and old stuff that I keep pulling. I'm sick of myself. But what did I say I wanted to read? I said I wanted to read Yes, No, or Maybe, Volume 2, but that I was going to have to read the first volume. I'm glad I did that because I essentially forgotten everything from this. It was like so vaguely remembered. So I'm glad I redid this. This was so good. Okay. Yes, No, or Maybe. So I think this is based off of a light novel first. I think I might want to read the light novel because I don't know when Volume 3 comes out, but the way that ended, I don't know. Has he been caught? Who knows? Who knows? It's just fucking crazy. I like that so much. I think it is really, really cute. I love the fact that the main character, you know what? I can relate. I feel like, especially when I was in Arizona, I think I did a pretty good job of like smiling through, you know, meeting people. I mean, that was genuinely how I felt, unlike him. He really is kind of an asshole. But I do think that we all kind of have to wear certain masks to a certain extent. Obviously, you have to be professional in professional settings, but like if you're just not feeling it, it is so hard to keep up that act of being like happy to be here. And I definitely felt like that was happening to me earlier this week. Like I did like meeting new people. I did like hanging out with people that I already knew, but I really didn't want to be there. That's really what it all boiled down to. I don't want to be there. So yeah, you know, it's fine. It's fine. We made it through, but I love Yes, No, or Maybe is so good. Then this is one that Debbie picked for me. And yeah, I was like, finally, I should definitely read this. And it is The Girl I Want Is So Handsome, the complete manga collection. This was so cute. I don't know why I didn't realize they were students. I know I was just looking at her and she looks like she's like a young professional, 20-something-year-old. So when I realized that this was based in high school, I was like, oh, okay. All right. Still really enjoyed this. I thought it was very cute. This is a GL. I would say it's definitely pretty wholesome. It has its moments where it's like, ooh, a little bit, we're kissing and we're blushing and all. But there's really nothing more than that. And I just thought it was so cute. I really liked this. So yeah, this was nice. A Yuri comedy about a hyper first-year student and the hot girl jock she's crushing on. I thought that was cute. I definitely liked it. I would recommend it. But then, I don't know what got into me, y'all. I don't know what got into me, but I just decided to read this. Let's go to the lesson app. I read all cause let me just make this bigger. I read all cause I'm cute. I read all of this. I think I might have started a little bit last night, but I read most of it today. I don't know why I started reading that. I think it just was something that popped up for me. I like that a lot. So that one was really cute. That one did something to me. I liked it. So basically it's about a young guy, Uju, who, not young guy, they're in their 20s in college. Uju is a degenerate on the outside, but a cute, sweet, soft little cuddly goose duck of it all on the inside. And the thing is that when he was younger, he definitely embraced his cuteness, accepted all of the compliments, but he noticed that every single time someone called him cute and was like fawning over him, something bad happened to that person. And his final straw of no longer giving into, you know, embracing his cuteness was a guy that he really liked and liked him in return. Something happened to his father's business and he had to leave. And that for Uju was basically it. He said, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to be a degenerate. I'm going to push everyone away because I don't want the people I like and love and who like and love me to get hurt anymore. So for years, he's just been all black, degenerate, kind of an asshole. And then he spreads rumors about himself. So it'll make people kind of be at arm's length to him. But one day, the popular guy, now I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry, but he is so fine. The main dude, he is so good looking. He decides to invite him out. And it's because he realizes the game that's going on. He's like, this doesn't even seem right like that. But the thing about our other male lead is that he comes from a prominent family. He's an only child. And his parents are basically abusive, verbally, eventually turns physical, because they are expecting perfection from him. He just wants to live a normal life, but he's worked hard for everything he's gotten, but he can tell that people use him and like have expectations of him and want to take advantage of him. So he decides to invite Uju out, and he then plays along and is like, oh, well, you know, you're my sunbae, and I think that, you know, you should teach me how to have sex. Girl, you know, he'd be fucking old people all the time. So he plays a little game. Not the best thing to do, but it actually doesn't turn out to be like this really awful, manipulative thing. Like, he should have just been honest, but at the same time, you know that Uju is trying to play this role, and he, instead of just being honest, he's going to go as far as he can so it doesn't ruin the persona that he has, but it also doesn't, you know, his secret get out. So they basically pretend date for 2 weeks so he can get over his trauma, because the other guy is going to like show him, look, it's okay. We're going to date each other. We're going to fuck and nothing bad's going to happen to me. And if it, because basically for him, it's like, this is all just a coincidence. And all these things that have happened are just a coincidence. It's not that he's cursed. Well, that one dude that was like the catalyst for Uju to basically become a degenerate, he shows up again. And it was like, I loved it. And it still ended up not being like super bad or toxic. So I was really happy. I'm not going to give too much away, but it was so good. Oh, it was so good. And then the ending was so good. It definitely made me feel happy. Because, you know, I just realized that some other stuff that I was in the middle of reading is now on hiatus. So I need to just read some completed shit, because this is just pissing me off. This is really, really, really getting to me. Where the fuck is Hard-Boiled Love? Where is it? Give it to me, and it better get here this week, because I'm going to scream and cry if I don't see another chapter. Or get some type of notice. Let me know what the hell's going on. How long do I have to wait? That's all I want to know. Anyway, what I need to finish reading is Can't Think Straight. I have to read that. I simply do. I've got a bunch of other stuff that I want to read, but it's on my phone. Same here. I will be reading this stuff, I promise. So we'll get back. I don't know what I want to watch. Right now I have Portlandia on, one of my favorite shows. And yeah, so we've got a whole long day to read and have fun. So we're going to get into it now. Okay, so I got to get buzzed. Okay, that looks like it's pee. It's not. It's not pee. It's alcohol. But yeah. I decided to read this. This is interesting. I'm not sure how long that this is going to be in general, but right now it's, what is it? 8? It's 8 episodes. Basically, it's about, and you know what? I know that this girl, I mean, look, we all thought that was pee. But what is really going on in this story is actually really crazy. So apparently, this is kind of like an office setting type situation. There's a guy who works here, this person who you probably don't really see, spilling the urine looking liquid on this man. He has something going on. What is that one movie where, it's like, is it like a metaphor for STDs, but it's like a horror movie? Think of it like that. Like, so this guy is some type of, I don't know, supernatural fucker who, if you consume his bodily fluids, you lose all taste and like sense of taste and smell. But when you get a taste of his bodily fluids again, you get it back temporarily. So this man is like a menace, okay? An absolute menace, going around, essentially, I mean, he's essentially assaulting people, right? So this guy, this is like, I guess, is he the protagonist? He is office worker. I think he's pretty well liked, but the thing that everybody knows about him is that he loves to eat. He makes his own food. He brings it to work. He takes photos of it. He loves to try new things. And one day he has eaten his food. The dude who's bought, I think his name is Mr. Yoon. Mr. Yoon comes in because they all work in the same office. And this motherfucker spits in the coffee that he gives him, which then makes it so he loses his sense of taste and smell, which is obviously devastating for him because he loves to eat. Don't I know it? Okay. I feel you there, because when I got COVID, the same thing happened to me. Let me tell you something. It didn't stop me from eating. Okay. I definitely gave myself, I've nourished myself, but it did suck to not be able to taste or smell anything. It is such a weird sensation. So anyway, I know what he's going through, and I got my back, and I didn't need to suck on a peanut to get it back. So everything was fine. Anyway, so Mr. Yoon, obviously abuser, piece of shit, scumbag, awful man in general. He knows the game. His game is he pretends, oh my God, oh my goodness, I had a friend who had the same thing going on. Sure you did, bitch. He tricks him and it's like, oh, well, I had a friend. We're going to go see him. He's going to give us the medicine. Obviously, there is no fucking medicine. He takes him to a bar and starts force feeding alcohol to him. But what I didn't realize at first is that the reason why it tasted so good to him is because he had already spit in it again. So yes, he assaults this man because that's what this is. Nothing is consensual, obviously. But he runs away, obviously, because he's like, what the fuck? But then he got his sense of taste back. And he's like, oh shit, I must be cured. Well, you're not. So then when he confronts Mr. Yoon, Mr. Yoon's like, don't even bother trying to don't even bother trying to tell people about this because no one's going to believe you. It's temporary, but as long as you date me, you'll be fine. You can taste whatever you want. Bitch, fuck you, okay? Don't try to coerce my ass, okay? I would rather eat and only taste dust than this fucker trying to manipulate me further. Fuck you, dude. So, all of that's happening, but Mr. Yoon is also being haunted by someone from his past. Now, I don't know if the man is dead, because I would probably have taken those extremes too if I knew that someone had done that to me. But he's being haunted by the ghost, I think, of the first person he did this to, whose career was supposed to be like, he was supposed to be in culinary school. Diabolical. I can't even imagine doing that to somebody who's in that type of career field. Like, fuck you. So it basically ends so far. I have to wait till next week, obviously. Is he going to actually follow through with it so he can get his sense of taste and smell back? He's also trying to meet up with a group of people who seemingly have all been affected by Mr. Yoon, possibly are people like Mr. Yoon. So there's like this meeting group that comes about that meets in the same bar that everything happened to him. And I don't know. So that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see. I would definitely want someone to take Mr. Yoon down. Who knows? Maybe killing him breaks the curse, because people need to take some justice on this man, because he's a menace. He's an awful person. But Mr. Yoon, I hope that you are haunted by the things that you've done, because you are a piece of crap. But yeah, Get Buzzed is interesting. Get Buzzed is interesting. I don't know why I started something that is still ongoing when I literally just talked to y'all about the fact that I feel like I can't mentally deal with this anymore, but here we are again. Now, let's talk about Before You Discard Me, I Shall Have My Way With You. Okay, I'm so glad that I reread from the very beginning, because there was a lot of stuff I forgot. I remember talking about this the first time, and when I first talked about it, I didn't realize that there was a chain connected to her. I didn't know what I expected. Obviously, it was wrapped in plastic, but I didn't know it was about to go like that. But basically, the gist is you have Agnes. She is betrothed to be married to Luke. I think his name is Luciliere, but he goes by Luke sometimes. So she has been betrothed to be married to him since they were like 6 years old. Okay. She has always really liked him a lot. So the first part, and this is exactly why I'm glad I reread it, because now I'm wondering, did I even read the second volume? I can't remember now because I don't remember a lot of what was going on in here. But basically the first volume is from her perspective. The second volume gets into a little bit of his perspective, and especially in the third volume, which made me really happy because you see where she kind of fell out of the admiration she had for him. You know why she's doing the things that she's doing, but we don't know what his motivations are. That's why the second volume and the third volume are even better, because we find out from his perspective what happened, why he seemed to grow to hate her or fall out of love with her, something like that. So yeah, basically they were supposed to be married. They become of age, and slowly but surely he has like put a wall up between him and her. He has been getting close to another woman, and obviously I just can't stand that shit, because what the fuck? We were betrothed to be married. There's a spell involved in this, so what the fuck? And she basically is like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. What I'm going to do, and she works in tandem with her dad, which at first I thought a little bit suspicious. But then as I've read, like, the dad actually is like a good person. Like, he ends up being a good person. So I don't know. Obviously the dynamics in this time period is just fucking weird, but she makes a plan to fuck on him and have his baby, so that even though he's going to discard her, she has something out of this. The truth, this is a spoiler, y'all. So if y'all don't want to know, just move on. She cast a spell on herself, so she wasn't going to have a baby anyway. Okay. So she was just diabolically assaulting him without showing anything for it. So I don't even know. But anyway, so she did that because she wanted to secure some type of leverage, power, whatever, for her family, because they are marquises and he's the crown prince. All right. So she finds on him. No. She gets away in a neighboring country while he goes and finds her. And we think, oh my God, he's a piece of crap, right? Because now he confines her for a lot longer. And hung on her. So he's hung on her. But she is like so confused, because she's like, he holds me tenderly. Like, he obviously wants to be around me. What, like, she feels like she's being like gaslit a lot. But the thing is that woman, I don't remember what the bitch's name is, but the woman who has crazy eyes, let me tell you something about the woman who he was kind of with. Was her name Lucy? Yeah, her name was Lucy. So this woman is so crazy, right? Her family is like a faction that's trying to like bring him down. And I don't know what the hell they were trying to, I guess just undermine the king. I lost my train of thought. Okay. Oh yeah. So the Lucy girl, she has been breaking into the house. We don't know that she's been breaking into it. We think that they're still together, but she's been breaking into the house trying to terrorize Agnes. Agnes finally loses it, blows the whole shit up. But then when Luke like comes in, obviously there's a lot going on that we don't know. When he comes in, he's like, Agnes, what happened? She's like, I can't stand this anymore. I'm being jerked around. She still loves him. She doesn't know what's going on. So she jumps off a balcony and is going to take her life. Well, he jumps after her and he saves her. Basically, they both are fine. But that's what brings us into volume 2. So volume 2 gets more into Luke's perspective, and we find out like why he was doing some of the things he was doing and where it all started, where he like started being really cold to her, which obviously he was a kid and logically doesn't make any sense why he did the things that he did. But basically his father was a slut and cheated on his mom. Okay. And he really took that to heart, because it was like, you know, I never want to be like that man. I don't want to be somebody who's a cheater. Good for you, Luke. When he is told that he has to be betrothed to Agnes, now granted, they're both the same age at the time, they're both 6. Agnes's dad is like, so Luke agrees, but Agnes's dad is like, here's the thing, your dad's a fucking slut, okay? He's an adulterer. I don't trust this family. So we're going to use our magic, and we're going to put like a covenant spell on both of you guys, so that if you step on my daughter, bitch, I don't know what's going to happen to him if he would have broke it, but basically it was going to be mutually beneficial. So this is why the dad, he was always thinking, okay, he really loved his daughter, okay? So Luke agrees because he's like, well, I'm not even going to be like my dad, so it's fine, but, whatever. He does really like Agnes. She is being a normal kid who doesn't, she's trying to do everything she can. She makes comments that make him jealous. He doesn't realize that that's what's going on. He just acts like a dickhead. And then eventually as time goes on, because he doesn't want to, I don't even really understand what the motivation is here, but it's like he doesn't want to show all of his he doesn't want to show all of his affection to Agnes because his mindset was, my dad was doing things based off of lust and letting his emotions win. That's what it was. So I don't want to get too close to her because I don't want to let my emotions get out of hand and maybe do the same thing. For a 6-year-old, that's a lot of complicated things going on. So I can understand why he behaved like a child because he's a child. But basically this other faction, the woman with the crazy eyes, Lucy, her family starts kind of putting her in his vicinity. Now, he doesn't really like Lucy like that. He looks at her like a younger sister. So he allows himself to show affection to Lucy because he can't show affection to Agnes because obviously this breaks her. Okay, Agnes, we love you, girl. We know that she really, really loved Luke. She was willing to do anything for him to be with him. Not just because he was a prince, but because she believed in what the fuck he was doing. And she likes her kingdom. Okay, a woman of the people. So obviously, in his mind, he's thinking, Agnes is strong. It's going to be okay. I just have to play this game because the other part of this is to bring down Lucy's family, okay? Because he's smart. He's a smart-ass dude. He knows that the bitch and her family are crazy, and they're trying to do some shit. So he's like, it's okay. Everything will be resolved, and then I'll be with Agnes again. Actually, no. Agnes, you've broken her heart, and that's when things lead to, she kind of... So then he kind of reveals slowly what was really going on. He was never going to be with Lucy. Lucy was breaking into the fucking house. He had already been like, I'm not dealing with you, Lucy. She was breaking in and terrorizing Agnes. Bitch, you really are crazy. So he, in a way, was kind of using Agnes as bait, but it wasn't his thing. It was really his father because he's a piece of shit. So basically they take down the motherfuckers and everything's fine. They confess their feelings for each other and they're together. Boom. Now we're on volume 3, which is crazier. This is the one I really, really, really like because now we're fully, we're married. Yes. Nice wedding. We're getting more of his perspective of things that have happened in the past, how he really feels about Agnes. He really loves this bitch. And the thing I like about this now, and I'm glad I reread, is this man is down bad for Agnes, and I love that. Okay, the way he looks at her, oh my God, I just love them. I love their dynamic. They need to communicate a little bit better, but that gets better by the end of this. But yeah, I'm loving the way he yearns for her. I'm loving the way he wants to make up for the things that hurt her that he did. He loves Agnes, okay? The way, I love it. At one point in the first volume, when she's about to sit on it, you know what I'm saying? She rips up his shit, and she was looking on his nipples, and I was like, okay, girl, that's what I like. She had him tied up and everything. She sees his body. It's not that ripped. It's not that she didn't like it, but, she was like, oh, I see him. You don't really have abs like that. This motherfucker went and worked out. So the next time they fuck on each other, he's got a ripped abs type situation. And she's like, oh, I see. And he's like, yeah, well, I know you like to watch. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So he really, really, really likes Agnes. And he's been like Agnes the whole time. So, yes, this dynamic, I like it. Now, I have to wait for the 4th volume. I did see some censored chapters from volume 4. I just needed to read the first chapter so I could know how everything ended in this one, because the way this ended, bitch, was that Lucy and her family, they're still up to their damn tricks, okay? He should have killed the bitch, but he didn't. He was trying to be nice because he knew that, or he felt like Lucy was, kind of being manipulated. Now, she's also crazy involved in this scheme. So he basically exiles her and her family. Of course, they're about to scheme. Now, he thinks that they're after him, and so does Agnes. But then things change, and he realizes they're after Agnes. Now, she does not know this. Of course, she's a meddler. And you know what? I don't mind that. Agnes, I love her because she can take care of herself, but she loves to meddle. And I can get behind that. I like a meddling woman, okay? She's strong. Lucy's family, they're trying to take her down. She doesn't know this. She figures out everything that's going on. But unfortunately, there was still a secondary trap, okay? So at the end of this, again, at the end of this, she gets teleported to the kingdom where Lucy's family was exiled. Luckily, Agnes is smart, and she knows magic, bitch. I don't even know why they were trying to play with her, because she blew up the whole fucking room, almost killed Lucy on accident, okay? That lady did it on accident. On purpose, you can't fuck with her. So I don't even know why they try to do that. But so she did something so that she didn't end up in the place that they wanted her. Good for her. That because Agnes and her dad taught her you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the kind of family dynamic she's had, okay? So the reason why I had to see what happened next was because I can't wait till July. I must know. I'm tired of waiting, okay? So I did find out, again, spoiler if you don't know. Luckily, she did not get teleported there. She got teleported pretty close to where it was supposed to happen. But Luke finds out, he saves her, and everything's fine. Now, what happens next? I don't know. I'm not going to read anymore because I just didn't want that anxiety hanging over me. But yes, this was so good. I really, really, really like Before You Discard Me. And the thing I really, really like is that, the title, right? This applies to both of them. It's not just her feeling like he discarded her because of the Lucy chick. It's him also feeling insecure about the dynamic of their relationship and then feeling that she discarded him. Oh, so it's like a little double situation, and I like that, okay? But like I said, I love how he really loves her. He does not play about Agnes when he finally gets to express his true feelings. You know what I'm saying? When he's not trying to, I can't be, shut up. Just say you love her, okay? Just say you love her and be with her. Okay, just be a good man. He is a good person. She is a good girl. I love her. She's a fave of mine. I like Agnes, but I love that. Okay, so I'm going to continue reading. I really want to read Boss Bitch Baby, so that's what I will be reading. I unlocked it all. So yeah, I want to read something complete, and I'm still going to be getting over there, okay? I've actually reduced this pile by 7, which I know probably doesn't seem a lot, but we're going to be getting to this. I'm not saying we're going to finish all of this, but we will be getting to a lot of this, okay? So yes, I'll see you guys again. Okay, so we also read Windbreaker, volumes 9, 10, 11. So I reread volume 9. I read that when it first came out. I'm glad I reread it because I only kind of remember what happened. I love Tsubaki. I love Tsubaki so much. Their whole story had me crying, okay, when I first read. I think that was volume 8. That shit had me fucked up. It was good to go back into it. But let me tell you something. If y'all have not read Windbreaker, please do, okay? There's just something about Windbreaker for me. I love this series so much. I love Sakura. Oh, girl, there's storming outside. I'm very scared. I do not like storms. I love Sakura. I love every single person we meet, even the people that they fight against, who obviously there's been animosity. Something always happens. Like the stories of these characters, even this dude, fine as hell. Endo is actually, yeah, that's a good look at me right there. I already know his backstory is going to be sad. Everybody has a sad fucking backstory. And the crew that they were fighting before, now you got to be kidding me. That shit almost brought a tear to my eye. It's just, the person who has created this series, oh my God, I just, it kind of reminds me of like reading Demon Slayer. Obviously, you don't want to root for the demons because, they're the bad guys, but they all have such a tragic backstory. And the more you learn about their motivations and like what brought them to the place that they are at, you can't help but feel so sad for them because their backstory is just so sad. It's very similar here. The person who they fight against who's trying to get, I don't remember her name, the singer. Also, girl, if you don't stay in the fucking club, that shit really pissed me off for a second, but it's fine. Her where she comes from, the people who are trying to get back at her, like, oh my God. We're talking about a community of people who basically are living in such poverty that, like, I don't even know how to put into words. It was just so sad. And it really goes to show that, like, community can really be it can be so important in, I mean, what's the argument? Nature versus nurture, whatever. Like, the young dude, I can't remember his name now, Suzuri or something, with the bun, you know, even though he seemed real crazy to everybody else, once you find out where he was coming from, it's like, it all makes sense, right? Now, had he had somebody who reached their hand out to him and gave him an opportunity to lift him up, he was a good enough person that he would have done the same thing back then for the people who these other young people that he had fighting with him, right? And it just goes to show that as soon as he, like, basically conceded and, you know, took Tsubaki up, you know, and Ropo Ichazi, you know, the gang from the red light district, where he took them up on their offer and then, like, accepted their apology, and he apologized and he turned around and everybody who came with him was just like, dude, we're gonna follow you. Like, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't even be alive today. It's just like, there's something about the characters in this. It doesn't matter how bad they are. There's always something. So even this guy is probably going to get redeemed, because there's no fucking way you're telling me that some of the crazy ass motherfuckers we've seen throughout all of Windbreaker, this person doesn't have a tragic fucking backstory too. It's just inevitable. He is going to be redeemed somehow, because it always happens. And then whoever is the other dude with whatever's going on here with this hairstyle, it's like a mullet, I don't know. Even he's going to have something going on where we're going to be like, okay, damn it, God damn it. I feel for him. I feel for him. So do yourself a favor, read or watch Windbreaker. Devin wasn't really feeling it, but to me, I just feel like, oh, it's just so good. I can't deny. I feel like if you give it a chance, you will really like it. And for me, Windbreaker is just one where, you know, obviously I can't relate. I've never been in a fight in my life. Okay, I punched one man in the face, and that's because we were at a party and he wanted me to. Okay, I don't fight. I've never been in a situation where I had to put the paws up and really give it to someone. Now, do I fantasize about it sometimes? Yes. Yes, I would. I would love to punch someone square in the mouth if they were talking crazy to me. But obviously, that's not going to be what I do. That's not my first reaction to anything. But with that being said, I rock with Bofurin. I love Sakura. I obviously love him too. Suo, I think his name is. I'm sorry. Does anybody see the Twitter? I just happen to follow somebody, I guess. I don't know if they're just on my feed or if I'm following them too. They do like fan art of them together. I eat it up, because you know what? I would like that. I don't know if Sakura is going to end up with anybody at the end of this. He might not end up with the girl from the first volume, but I really don't care who he would be with. He could be with anybody and I'd be happy. Okay, they could be together. What do I care? I just want people to be in love and be happy and to find happiness and peace in this. And I'm just having fun with Windbreaker. So yes, I can't wait for volume 12. Volume 12 comes out, I think, in July. Either at the end of this month in June or at the somewhere in July. So I can't wait to read that, because yeah, I need to know what's going to happen. He's coming for him. Back the fuck up. You might be pretty cool, but don't fucking touch Sakura. You're not going to corrupt him. He is getting better and better about being there for his friends and everything and letting people help him. You are not going to take him out, bitch. Okay? You're not going to fucking do it. But anyway, we still got a lot to read. I'm not done yet. I started some other manhwa. I don't remember the name, but I got back into this, so we'll get back to that in a second. I'll fill you guys in on that. I don't even think I will tonight, so yeah, we'll see if I can be coherent enough later on, but yes, read Windbreaker, watch Windbreaker if you haven't. I even think the anime is caught up to him now. I definitely have seen people on Twitter posting him, so it's either he's in the next few episodes or he's been introduced. Either way, I think I'm going to actually go back to watch Windbreaker. I haven't started season 2. I don't think. Maybe I did start season 2. But I know I watched season 1, rewatched all of season 1 to prepare me for season 2. And this is where we are now. So I'm going to read my manhwa. I'm going to continue, obviously, to watch Geordie Shore. Because that's what I was interested in. That's what I've had in the background this whole time. This is a season, y'all, when Vicky is fucking on Ricky, but she's still with Dan, and she has the fucking nerve to be like, girl, this whole season was crazy to me. Did anybody else watch Geordie Shore? Because the way Vicky was being such a bitch this whole season, she was mean to, I don't remember she was mean to Rebecca. Okay, she was mean to Holly. She's just a mean person, okay? I don't know how she is now, but she was very mean on the show. And then she's playing between Ricky and her man, Dan. Ricky, big loser energy, in my opinion. Oh my God. Abusive and alcoholic. I don't like that. Kind of like Jay. Don't know why Charlotte kept... Look, I love Charlotte. And this is when Holly is just now trying to get with James. Oh, that's my favorite storyline. But anyway... Enough of that. I had to watch this because I'm trying to watch Love Island. I can't do it, y'all. What is up with this season of Love Island? So I have to rewatch this, and I'm going to rewatch last season of Love Island America because Serena and Cordell, they're my faves, okay? I need Janae back. I need Leah back. I don't want what's going on this season of Love Island. Sorry to rant. I just had to say something. But yes, we're going back to watching Geordie Shore. I don't know if anybody else has watched this, but if you haven't and you want to watch good ass, quite frankly, freaky ass reality TV, watch this one because the thing is, like in the UK, they get to show so much more. They get to do so much more and say so much more. Chef's kiss to Geordie Shore, in my opinion, especially the early seasons. So anyway, we're going to keep having this on in the background. I'm going to read whatever it was I was reading. I'll put a picture up and then we'll get back. We'll talk about it, and then I'll probably be asleep. So there you have it. Okay, everybody, it's Monday. I just finished editing my haul video, and I decided to take a break while it was doing its thing and read the newest episode of You Are So Lovely. Oh, God! Okay. I just have to give a round of applause. Yeah, I really, really like that one. I know I mentioned this last time. The main hybrid character, so adorable. I love the way that he loves. Okay, he's saying like, but you know he loves him. He loves the other dude. I just can't get enough. And he just nodded in him. Now, I'm not a fan. It's like nodding to me. I see the appeal, but it's not like I'm like a super fan of that. I'm not like, oh, yeah, I'm ready for that. But when I see it and it happens, 2 thumbs up. Yes, 2 thumbs up, and I like what I'm seeing. Girl, it's just been crazy this morning. Okay, and it's actually the afternoon. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I did a bit of reading. Tonight, my parents come over, we have dinner, we play our game, but we're still going to be talking, we're still going to be reading. Now, will I get distracted because it is me and Devin's hangout day? Yes. I'm going to try not to get too all over the place. But anyway, I haven't started Boss Bitch Baby yet. I am going to start that after I finish I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love. This is good so far. I'm liking it. I haven't made it too far. It's not too much, but this is like older bottom, younger top. That I do like. Give me some more of that because there's just something about that. I like it. I like it a lot. but I will be reading this. Okay, what else I want to be reading is going to be volume 2 and 3 of Fall in Love, You False Angels. Now, I think I'm going to reread the first volume again just because why not? I have so much time. I mean, I've read the last 3 volumes of like 2 things now, kind of 3. So I did Windbreaker and Before You Discard Me, and then I also did Yes, No, or Maybe. That's only 2 volumes, but still. But girl, you are so lovely. I'm almost to the whole episode of, what is it called? Hold on, what is that called? Why can't I remember? Love at First Fright, that's why. I don't know why I can remember that. And of course this thing logged me out, don't piss me off. I haven't made it all the way through the newest episode, but that's okay. I almost forgot, I also started Sandwich Paradox. Stop it, Lezen. You need to stop doing this to me. You do. You really, really do. Because they released like 8 episodes and I unlock them all and then I get addicted. And then I'm right back in the same fucking place that I was before, but what can you do? Now, randomly, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. So manhwa would be Korean, but the other one that's Chinese, they almost look like they would be pronounced the same way. So I'm going to put what it is up here. It's like just 1 letters off. So I started reading Indebted Desires. Okay, I'm liking it. Now, the big difference from what I've seen is that, is it Danmei? Again, dipping a toe in everything. You know, I'm a newbie. I'm a newbie here. But from everything I've gathered, Chinese BL tends to be very heavily censored if you even see anybody hooking up at all. So it's like a lot of yearning, looking at you, looking at you from afar, clearly pining, but sometimes, or like hand holding or hand touching, but sometimes nothing explicit happens like what I just read in the most recent episode of You Are So Lovely. If only, girl. So yeah, I started Indebted Desires. I'm actually almost done. I think I have less than 20 episodes left. When I finish up, we will be talking about it. Yes, the relationship between the 2 people, it's very questionable. It's a little questionable because the thing is that, once again, older bottom, younger top, but by marriage only. The older bottom, did I say that right? Older bottom is his uncle, and then the younger top is the nephew, but they're not actually related. They're just related by marriage. Now, I don't know why we can't. I don't know why we have to walk that thin line. They could just be dudes who know each other. Who am I? I'm not trying to be too judgmental because I'm still reading the shit. But do we have to be on that line? I don't know. I'm not an author and I'm not drawing anything. So again, I'm not trying to be too judgy. I'm reading it. So obviously I'm consuming it, but yeah, but I'm still liking it, but nothing really, you don't really see much, and that's okay. But they have been doing things. Please don't judge me. Please don't judge me. I'm sorry, but please don't. Anyway. Yeah, but Sandwich Paradox. Oh, I'm really liking that. I only have 1 more episode left. Sick. I hate myself. And this one, I actually think this might turn into a fave of mine because it's like college romance-ish. New younger dude who's from like the countryside, very sheltered. I think that he has never really had an experience, although we might find out later that he has been with someone. I don't know. He is in college now. He's made it to the big city, going to school. He is someone who doesn't seem to have a lot of friends, very, very quiet into himself. So one day he forgets his wallet in class. He goes back to the empty class, and unfortunately, 2 people pop in and they get to fucking on the desk at the very front of the room. He was on the way back, okay? We're talking crazy Pound Town in the lecture hall, Lord. So when What's-His-Face thinks that it's over, he's like, okay, I can finally get out of here. The dude who was doing the pounding was right there like, hello. And you know what? I just like stuff like that. So yeah, so the dude, the top, I guess you could say, I don't know his name, he becomes infatuated with the dude, with the quiet dude. And the quiet dude, he will not leave the quiet dude alone. And then eventually, you just have to read it. Okay, I'm just liking it so much. It reminds me of, what did I read? It reminds me of All 'Cause I'm Cute a bit. And I really like that. I know we talked about that earlier, but I'm honestly thinking about rereading that because it was just so good to me. Anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. I'm sorry. Let's just keep it simple. I'm going to read this stuff. We're going to come back in a minute and we'll talk about it. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to watch. Obviously, you know, I have quite a bit of DVDs to choose from, but I haven't decided yet. Last night, as I said, I've been putting on Geordie Shore, but I did watch the most recent episode of Love Island. Okay, they got me right back. They got me right back. Now things are getting hot and really crazy, so I might get back into Love Island. Episode 12 was crazy, okay? Is anybody else watching that? I don't like Ace, but I can't deny that his little speech for who he picked to want to go home, he hit the nail on the head, okay? He hit the nail. And something about Huda, she scares me. I don't even know if I would want to be her friend. She's so intense in a way that actually makes me a little nervous because the death glare she gave Iris when she found out what America voted, to me, I thought, now she could just look like that, but it just seemed very like, why are you mad at her? Like, you seem like you want to pop her in the mouth, and she didn't have nothing to do with that because she didn't even want to be with Jeremiah, not for real, in my opinion. Anyway, it's just crazy. Huda scares me. She scares me a little bit. Now, she might end up all the way to the end and she might be someone I like, but something about the way she has behaved this season, like if a man was talking to her the way she talks to Jeremiah, granted, he seems like he's loving it, okay? He seems like he likes somebody to act like that towards him. Obviously, this is my first time meeting the man on TV, and it's only been 12 episodes, so I don't really know him like that. But just based off watching, that's what it seems like. But yeah, if he was talking to her the way she was talking to him, I would have a problem with it. So you don't get a pass just because you're not a man. That's just me. If you do stuff that I feel is like, that's walking the line of abuse. Okay. Interesting choice. But again, like I said, I just got on a tangent. We'll read, we'll get back, and yeah, there you have it. All right, sorry, we're actually back sooner. I have made quite a dent in I Didn't Mean to Fall in Love with You, and honestly, I'm liking this so much because I thought that this title would be applying to him. I'm really liking the backstory for the younger dude, but okay, I figured, let's go ahead and open this. So I got my Hansama box. I'm excited. They definitely changed this because it just used to be a plain brown box, which is fine. That's not really that big of a deal. But I wanted to open it up for you guys. This isn't going to be featured in the haul video that comes out on Wednesday. Ooh, okay, they've stepped it up. They've stepped it up a little bit. Okay, so there is something cool that just recently happened, and we all, I think, voted on the mascot for Hansama. So these are the Hansama mascot stickers. That's so cute. I think she's adorable. I don't know what her name is supposed to be, if she's supposed to have one. Then there is a Hansama sticker. Very cute. Okay, cool. All right. So another one of these cards. Let's... Oh, cool. That's so cool. Oh my God. Every single time they had a, one of the freaking surveys that they wanted us to fill out. And they were like, what should we do to improve our box? I was like, little extra things would be very cute. And this is so cute. Oh, I love this. That's nice. I don't know what I'm gonna hang this on, but I like it. But let's get into what I got this month. I feel really bad because I did not read last month's box. Oh my gosh, look at the detail. Oh, this is looking so good. I haven't read last month's stuff, so that's on me. Let's get into what it is. Ooh, okay, so ones I don't have, so that's always good. Kindergarten Wars. Interesting. This is Rita is convict number 999, a former legendary assassin who now works at a kindergarten for the children of the world's most powerful people. Her job is to protect the kids from the clutches of would-be kidnappers and contract killers. But even with her overwhelming strength, Rita has one fatal flaw. She falls head over heels for good-looking men, even if they're her enemies. Can she find the haughty soulmate of her dreams amid the chaos at the world's safest kindergarten? This looks very cute. Okay. I think this will be very cute, and I bet the kids are going to be really funny. Just doing things that are just very silly. That would be kind of fun. But yeah, this looks really cute. Then we got Horror Collector. Never heard of this before. Urban legends come to life. Everyone's heard an urban legend before, but few have ever come face to face with one. These phenomena are everywhere, existing in the shadows of reality. More and more of them have been appearing in the wake of a faceless kid sighted all over Japan. If you see her or one of the urban legends she brings, pray the boy in the red hood finds you before it's too late. You won't stand a chance on your own, but with his help, you may just live to see another day. This looks good. And I think this is the one we all voted on, possibly. Now I can't really remember, but Spacewalking with You. Whether in class or at his part-time job, Kobayashi just can't seem to focus. Uno, the bright-eyed transfer student, tends to shout every word and has special interest in space. When Kobayashi saves Uno from a dangerous situation, the two launch an unlikely friendship. Uno may have his head in the clouds, but Kobayashi can't help admiring the way he floats through life. And pretty soon, he finds his own feet lifting off the ground. A high school buddy story about two misfits who enter each other's orbits. Oh, winner of the 17th manga, Taisho Grand Prize. Okay. Exciting. I'm excited to get into these. But that's not all, okay? Now, what else is fucking new? Yes, I got more shirts from Manhwa Shop. Girl! Okay, so while I was in Arizona, hating almost every second of being there, I saw they got some new fucking shirts. And I said, I have to have this, okay? Oh my God. So yeah, sorry for all of y'all who are also buying for them. I'm sorry. It is partly my fault that y'all are also gonna be spending money because I just have a feeling everyone else is gonna buy these. Oh my God. Okay, so this is the reason why I did another order. No, is it this one? It was this one. Was it this one? I don't care. I think it might have been this one. Bitch. Now. Oh! Okay. Yes, bitch. Because y'all know I love Melting Point. As soon as I saw this, yes, had to get it. I'm loving this shop personally. Obviously, I don't mind. I don't mind wearing these. It really doesn't bother me. I don't give a fuck. Because I did meet someone in person and that was really cool. So that's cool. Hopefully I can meet someone else. This one though? This one might be a little bit controversial based off the things that I've been saying. You know, how this is moving at a snail's pace for me, and sometimes I get frustrated. But how could I pass this one up? How could I pass this up? Ah! Bitch! Okay, come on now. Come on! How could I not take this one? Because yeah, I can't wait till this fucking Friday to see what the fuck happens. And, you know, I'm not necessarily hoping that he's balls deep in Heisu when Min Chol comes in. I actually don't even want that. I want Min Chol to come in and see Heisu and Taeha. I want him to come in and see them doing something like, not mundane, but she bought the ribs. He just left the bitch's house and she fucked up the recipe, okay? He was just talking about her braised ribs. I want him to show up and they're eating braised ribs, bitch. Her in the lingerie that he found so fucking disgusting. And what's his face is being like, I hope his shirt is off. I really do. So he can see what he's got a competition with. Because that is what I would really like to see. And something I wrote at the bottom of my last vlog, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it. I don't know why I forgot. Who else feels this way? Okay, this is just my theory, so I don't know that this is a spoiler. So if you don't want to be given a theory, move right along. Wouldn't it be crazy, and doesn't it kind of make sense that I think that the debt that Min Chol owes, subsequently Heisu, is to Taeha's family? because to me, what a weird coincidence that he was at the bus stop, basically near her house, after she left. And it seems like that night was the night that Minchol put his hands on her, and so did the loan sharks, when she was like, what is going on here? Because to me, like, we don't see Minchol, you know, assault her physically like that. I feel like I think he did, but I think it was like the escalating kind where, you know, it is a form of abuse if someone punches things around you and breaks things around you, because why would you need to do that in the first place? But it's them kind of showing you, I could do this to you, right? Or just grabbing you. So I don't think he actually hit her, but I think he has dealt with her aggressively, because I'm pretty sure that scene where she showed up to his office and she finally was like, what is really going on here? I don't think he hit her, but I think he grabbed her and was very aggressive with her. I'm going to reread Tears on a Withered Flower. I just have to, because I just have to. I really do. I just want to feel that way again. I honestly, every time I reread something, I just want to get that same feeling I had when I first experienced it. And somehow, I don't know if I'm just lucky, I get that every time. So that's why rereading Hard Boiled Love, and it better come out on Wednesday, okay? It better have only been a week hiatus, because if I don't see this shit on Wednesday, I'm gonna fucking scream. And y'all are gonna hear about it, because today's Monday. But yeah, I think that they owe the debt to his family, because what are the odds that he was there? You know what I mean? It just seems like way too much of a coincidence. So I think now, possibly, part of the reason why he is now trying to be at the very top of whatever the fuck his family's involved in, some type of organized crime shit, I think he's going to erase her debt. Somebody put some money on it, okay? Because I think I might be right. And I think that would be fucking cool. And then I got this one. This was just random. This was a last minute one. I really didn't need this, but it's got some people that I like on it. Some people I don't really like, but some people I'm willing to give a shot. And that is, and I know this is kind of cringy. I don't give a goddamn. I really don't give a good goddamn. Girl dinner. Yes, because who do we have on here? I don't remember everybody's names, but we've got Jake Young. We've got the dude from Limited Run Somewhere. We've got a bunch of fucking people. We gotta see him win. The one I don't really necessarily care for is Yuwon, but that's okay. Like, he's there. Like, it is what it is. How's the Sisyphus? I need to get back into it. I'm 2 episodes behind. But yeah. Oh, that's the guy from, what the fuck was that one called? Not Full Volume, but the other one. Swallow You Whole. There's Ian. I haven't read this one. I think this is 1 to 10. I need to read that. You know who should have been on this bit? True Without Bruce is on here. Oh, everybody's name is at the bottom, dumbass. Sometimes I can't stand myself. Yep. Which one is that one? Okay, I know who that is. All right. Everything's fine. I'm a dumbass. Anyway, so yes, they also have the names at the bottom. And I don't know why I was paying attention to that. But yeah. I just felt like I had to share that. Anyway, now I'm going to finish reading, and then we will talk about what I read. So forgive me. I'm sorry about that. I just got so excited and I had to talk about it. I didn't want to wait because it was so good. Yeah, dude. Oh, okay. I see now what this was. Okay. Oh, nice. Anyway, I'm happy. Everything's good. But yeah, I'm sorry. We'll get back to reading in a minute, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so I can't remember if I had finished this the last time I talked to you guys. But I did finish this one, and I started the second one. I hope that there's a third one. I really do. I really, really liked, oh my God, I really liked this so much. And oh my God, I just love the covers. They're just so perfect. Okay, so this one, it is a older bottom, younger top. The bottom, what is his name again? Yoshino? Yeah. So Yoshino, never been in a relationship with a man, does have fun by himself, but he knows what he likes, but he decides one day to kind of venture out. He goes to a gay bar. He ends up meeting, what's his name again? I don't know how you pronounce that. R-O-U, is it Ro? We're just going to say Ro. I'm sorry. What is his last name? Anyway, that doesn't matter. Okay, I'm sorry. So basically, he goes to a gay bar. That is where he is. The bar has 2 levels. Basically, the main one that everyone comes into is the chill one, like, hey, you can have a drink, but it's not for, like, hooking up in front of people. It's very casual. But if you go downstairs, I think it's downstairs. Is it downstairs, upstairs? Because there's stairs leading back up to the room. But anyway, there's another part of the bar that's strictly for, yeah, we're going to meet down here, and with the point of, like, we're probably going to hook up. So there is a room in this building. Again, where is this coming from? I don't know. But there's another room that is just a bedroom where you can hook up, and it's only one room. Hopefully they change the sheets. But yeah, they hook up. He finds out, oh, you know, this kind of his first time. Yoshino, he really does kind of, I don't want to say he falls for him right away, but because he's never been in a relationship, he's kind of like, what happens now? So I think it was months go by, they run into each other again, and it was just so, yeah. So they hook up again, and it's at that moment where, it's like, oh, what are we? Like, are we going to be, like, fuck buddies? Basically, his background, the younger guy, he has always, like, obviously he's good looking. He's a cutie patootie, okay? He has always had people in his past like him. And then once they start kind of, like, being in a relationship, he realizes, like, I don't really want to be in a relationship with them. But he entertains those people for a while until it basically fizzles out. So it's kind of like he's leading people on, because it doesn't seem like he ever has any intention of actually, like, taking it seriously. So at first, he, I guess, kind of tries to put a wall up between him and Yoshino, but the issue is that he starts to have feelings for him. So the title, so spoiler, the title I was thinking was more him, but really it was more him. He was not expecting to really fall for Yoshino, and that really fucked him up. And then we find out, girl, and this almost made me cry. So basically, the reason why they meet up for the second time is because they end up at the same train station. And we find out that they've been basically riding the same train for quite some time. He has been watching Yoshino for a long time. And he basically was kind of falling for him and infatuated with him when he was seeing him do all of these good deeds for, like, people on the train. He would be really nice to elderly people, to moms with kids, to kids. So he's actually been really into him without knowing who he is. So when Yoshino showed up at the bar that night, he was like, oh my God, like, this is the guy I keep seeing that I never approach, and I really, really like him. Bitch, tell me why later. This was good. When Yoshino has to work all these crazy hours and he isn't coming on the train at the same time, he's been picking up all the slack, basically doing all the things that Yoshino is doing. And that's when Yoshino finds out, girl, I love love. I fucking love love. Then we have this one. This one made me a little scared because I did end up reading the back before I opened it, and I ended up liking this. So basically now they've been dating for a while. Yoshino still doing what he's doing. This one is more from his perspective because he gets a corporate job, although I think he's working for, like, a magazine, so it's a little bit more casual. Obviously, he's one of the younger people that's in the office, but like I said, this office is pretty casual. So even though he dyed his hair black and, you know, he's really, like, buttoned up on his orientation day, he knew that, like, he was going to be allowed to, like, he would have been able to keep his silver hair. He would have been able to keep some of his piercings. He just chose to be professional. Okay. So then he meets another young person who he can tell has a wig on, and he can see where he took his piercings out too. And he's like, oh, I might be friends with this person later. And they strike up a conversation. It seems cool. Later, he comes to work the next day or whatever, and he ends up meeting that dude, and the dude is actually a fucking asshole. And I didn't like the dude, okay? I really don't like people like that who just have a bad attitude right off the bat. Now, look, I can understand personal space and shit, but, like, I don't like people who are super duper mean, and they don't, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, there are times where I don't really want to talk. Like, when I was in Arizona, that final day that we were doing everything, I was extremely overstimulated and I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to put my headphones in and like kind of sit away from people. But anytime someone approached me, anytime someone spoke to me, I was like, oh, hey, because I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not mad at the world right now. I just really want to be left alone, but I'm also at work, so I'm not going to be rude to people, you know? Now, did I walk away and then not show up later for dinner? Yes. But I don't think anybody would have been left being like, oh man, you know, she ignored everybody. She was such a blah, blah, blah. Like, but that's different than the other dude. The other dude that he meets, Nico, he's an asshole, but I will say he looked like he looked like the pink-haired Omega from Private Call, and that really threw me off because the pink-haired Omega from Private Call, I really like that dude. I like that dude a lot. Anyway, long tangent aside. So Ro, he is trying to be friends with Nico. Nico is an asshole and just keeps giving him a hard time and really pisses me off. And he's the kind of person who's like, I'm not going to let someone's shitty attitude make me be shitty. Like, I'm going to be who I am and I'm a nice ass person. And I fuck with that. So, blah, blah, blah. Then we find out that the dude is fucking on a married man. I don't got no judgment there because, you know, it seemed like the married straight man is, you know, playing the dude. And you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't do that shit, okay? If you can't break up with your wife, you're a scumbag. And don't play with some other people's emotions because you're a scumbag, okay? Anyway, that basically brings him and the pink-haired dude, like, close because he slapped the pink-haired dude, the straight man, the man who was married. Fuck you, sir. Anyway, so I made that long. I'm sorry. So getting back on track. Basically, this is like the first moment when they're fully together where there is like kind of a misunderstanding and an argument. It's not bad though, but I did get scared that this was going to end on like a cliffhanger where they kind of break up. I did not want that. I did not want that. So basically everything gets resolved and it's fine. But I was scared. I was so scared. I wouldn't mind if I saw a new volume from the perspective of the pink-haired asshole and his friend who likes him. Because clearly his friend who likes the pink-haired dude, he is super nice. So they're going to be fine, okay? If they hook up, they're going to be good. It's going to be a nice little thing. And I wouldn't mind we follow them and then we see them, like, in passing. But I want to see more from them because at the end of this, they end up moving in together. They're essentially engaged at this point, y'all. Okay? That's just how I took it. But I want to see them get married. So let's get a third. Let's get a third. Let's see a marriage. I want to see that. That's what I want. That's what I want. And I'm just in love with this. I can't stand how much I love them. Anyway, so we're going to be moving on. I'm sorry. I know this vlog's going to be long again. But that's okay. We're going to move on and talk about the next thing I read. And we'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, it's Tuesday. It is like almost 10 o'clock at night, so I'm sorry I didn't get back to y'all earlier. Last night, we did the family game night. It was really fun, as usual. And then, I don't even know what I did. So, I've basically spent all day reading. And I bought a lot of Thai food. It was delicious. I've been craving that. So we're going to talk about what I did read. And I actually did read quite a bit. After this, I'm probably going to go in my bedroom, watch TV, and like read manhwa on my iPad. We'll see if I check back in with you guys. If not, we'll hang out tomorrow. I'm going to go see Don with our friend Process. We're going to go out to eat. So you might see a little bit of that. Obviously, we'll be right beside the bookstore. So we'll probably get bookies. What else is new? And then we'll be reading some more. But let's talk about what I read today. I've read a lot of good stuff, so I was really happy. So I reread the Otaku Love Connection Volume 1 to prepare myself for Volume 2. So good. I would definitely suggest people read this because this is such a cute series. So the first volume, we have like our two leads who ship the and not everything is real, by the way. All these like people that they ship are real people, and they ship these two who are in their class. What's her name? Her name is Yuzuru and his name is Chihiro, and he's kind of like the bottom and she's the top, which I love that dynamic. So she's much more dominant, but she's also dominant in general, which I like because she seems so cutesy, and she seems like she would be like super, I don't want to say weak, but for lack of a better word, just because she's just so adorable, but she's really like, no, they both get super jealous, but in a way that's not toxic and red flaggy to me. Okay, we'll say that. And then Mashiro and Wataru are the two mains, and they ship them. And this whole first volume is about them becoming friends because of their common interest of shipping these two people in their class. And then the final part, which I think I mentioned when I said I wanted to read this, but I wanted to reread it, were these characters at the very end who we meet, and basically one is a Fujoshi and one is a Himidanshi, and the next fucking volume is like literally perfect. I love these two so much. So enter the chat of these two whose names I can't remember, and it's fine. I can't, oh my god, it's just so cute. So anytime, I don't think it's specific to him and him. I just think that she's free with it. She'll ship whoever as long as it's a BL situation. Him though, whom I love him, he's the one who loves GL, Yuri, and he basically, they both like each other, okay? They don't tell the other one that they like each other. Whenever he sees a ship of two girls, she is always involved, and I think she's always the bottom. So when he sees them interacting, so the couple from the beginning, he's like in Yuri paradise. When he sees all three of the girls interacting, he's so happy. But the thing I think is so funny is that I love the fact that whenever somebody who like fucks the ship up or the fantasy shows up, they're so funny about it. So if I think at one point all the girls were hanging out, and then I think, what's his name again? Wataru. But it's something else. He has a different name too that they refer to him. So when he shows up talking to them, he's like, get the fuck out of the way. And it's just so cute. I love the dynamic. I can't wait to read the third one. Now, they didn't necessarily introduce anybody new to us, but that's okay. God, it's just so cute. Let me show y'all the back. Certified BL fangirl, certified Yuri fanboy. I mean, I love them so much. They're so cute. So yes, this is a very cute series so far. I'm enjoying it. Was really happy to get back into I Want to Do Bad Things with You, Volume 5. I just recently bought Volume 6, so I will be reading that soon. I can't get enough of this. I love them so much. I'm glad that even though we knew that one of the characters was going to betray them, in the end, it still worked out, and they're at the summer fest. I just love them so much. This is just such a funny, fun read to me. I just think it's really, really cute. I like them so much. I don't know how long this series will be, and I don't know when they're finally going to get together, like really admit their feelings for each other to each other. That would be really nice. But it's okay. They're young, they're dumb, they're also in love, but they're still young and dumb, so they're not gonna be able to really articulate that. Then we have I Got Married to the Girl I Hate the Most in Class. Another banger. Okay, I love this so much. Every time there's like a funny face or a funny moment, delicious. They are so cute. I adore this couple. And we finally found out what her grandma basically, I don't want to say is using to bribe her, but using to bribe her because both of their grandparents basically said, we will do X, Y, and Z for you if you get married. The kids get married. We know what the male protagonist is like blackmailed with, but we don't know from the first volume what the female protagonist is blackmailed with. So it's cute that we finally see it. I love their dynamic, although somebody is showing up who seems to like the male lead, okay? And that's gonna be really hard because neither of these two will ever admit to anybody. Obviously, they're also still young, so they're married, what the fuck? But they're not gonna admit that they're married or they're in a relationship, you know what I mean? they're still kind of in the stage where they're like, oh, this is just a marriage of convenience. This is what our grandparents want. But they're having their ba-bump, ba-bump, ba-bump moments. So it's just so perfect. But the fact that this girl likes the male lead, that's kind of difficult, because what about his wife, y'all? But he's a loyal ass husband of convenience, because he's not fucking doing shit, okay? He's staying loyal to his wife, which is good. More men should do that. Not my man though, he's good. Anyway, and the last thing I read was Loverboy. This is interesting. So this is the first volume. I don't know how many volumes this will be. I'm gonna see if this is actually online, because I wouldn't mind getting into volume 2 if it's possible. So I'll just read the back. Right person, wrong time. When Eunho Jung, there has always been one constant in life, his feelings for the boy next door, Jae-ha Yu. From a proposal at a young age of 3 to a confession in his teenage years, the torch Eunho carries for the older man has never gone out. Not even when Jae-ha got married to a woman. When Eunho, now in college, a chance meeting leads the two to reconnect, and Eunho will do everything in his power to make the recent divorcee his lover. That's just a small hiccup. Jae-ha has only ever seen him as a cute, annoying kid. Okay, so what I will say is I don't like the guy that he was fucking with. Excuse me, you're an adult in this situation. Why are you behaving this way? I didn't like all that. I didn't like all that sneaky, nasty shit going on. Picking up the call when they're having sex. Are you kidding me? That is fucking sinister. Because what did we really achieve here? Now you fucked up your relationship with Jae-ha, because why the hell would you do that? You're fucking balls deep in me, and you answer the phone. Why would you do that? I just, sometimes I hear stuff like that, or sometimes I read stuff like that. Now, it's different when it was hard-boiled love. That was different, okay? This, though, that was sinister, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. And that really pissed me off. I wasn't really fucking with the main character in this. He was pissing me off, but then, if I am being fair, I get it. He knew him. He knew the younger dude. This is another older bottom, younger top. So that's why I gave it. That's why I said, you know what? I don't really care if I'm not really fucking with him that much. I'm fucking with the story in general. So we're gonna get going. He redeemed himself later though. So I get it. When both of you are younger and you have this younger person who you view as like a younger sibling, just a young, it doesn't even be your sibling. It could be like your best friend's sibling. It's like, oh, that's cute, but obviously nothing's gonna happen because you're so much younger. I look at you as like a little kid, even though they're both older, especially now. I just didn't like how it did seem like he kept kind of messing with him a little bit. You know damn well how I feel. So why do you keep acting like this? But at the same time, he had that sinister other dude on the other side of him, and I didn't like that. I feel like he was also fucking up the situation. So with the second volume, that's what I'm excited to see, because I know he's not done. I feel like now at the end of this, I don't know if they're in a relationship, but they're fucking on the regular. Congratulations. I know he's gonna show back up, because they did not, like, in this, they didn't cut it off in a way that was like, okay, I'm done with you. Not only that, he was coming to the studio. He told, I'm sorry, he's an art teacher. The other dude he was fucking with, he told him, can you not come in here and have sex with me on the thing? Now, obviously he liked it at the time, but that's not the point. I've already asked you not to come here and fuck me, but you're doing it anyway. And then he did it again, and what's his face showed up. And then he was smiling. Let me try to find it. When I tell you the smirk, this man smirked, that really pissed me off. Let me see. I mean, it was so fucked up. It was so shitty. Because he knew he did some shit that was wrong. Let me see. He said, don't ever come here again. And then okay. All right, spoiler. So he's like, I'm tired, you should go home, and don't ever come here again. So this is that. Look at his face. You see that fucking smirk? Why are you smirking? What's so funny? He knew he did something, because the other thing he did, y'all, when Eunho called him when he was sick, he answered the phone. Bitch, you're not even his man like that, so it's fine. He picked the phone call up from Eunho, was like, oh yeah, I'll tell him you called, click, deleted the whole call log. What does that have to do with anything? He deleted everything, not just that call. I do not like people who do stuff like that. That's wrong. That's just nasty. So he's a piece of shit. And then, as I said, eventually, it's been like a month or so when Jayha comes back to that dude that he was dating. They have sex. And because the dude is jealous, because he knows of the younger dude, he answers the phone call. I can't show you all this part, but still having sex with him on the phone. Oh, fuck you. That would piss me off. That's just so sick. I don't like that. I don't like that. So yeah, that was Loverboy. Sorry, that went on a tangent, but I just don't like that. I do not like when people do that. Obviously it's not that big of a deal. It's in the story. So, I mean, I'm gonna read it, but if that really happened, oh my God, I'd be so fucking pissed off. And if I found out that my friend was doing that, oh, hell no. We're not gonna be cool no more. Don't play games with people. So anyway, I still have quite a bit to read, but I've done a good job. I have done a good job, so kudos to me. We're not done with the video, but yeah, I think, let's see what time it is. It's basically 10 o'clock. We're going to get to reading. I think I should finish Sign, and I don't know. I also found something that I think is straight. I don't remember what the name is. I'll put it up somewhere, but that looked good. I read the first episode and I was like, I'm interested. I don't know what it's called, but basically on TikTok, again, where I get all of my suggestions, someone made a video where it was asking, like, hey, does anybody know the name of this manhwa? And they gave a description, and it's basically, I think they're all in college. A girl or a woman who is really uncomfortable around men. So she really only spends time with women. And it seems like she doesn't really spend time with anybody, just like specific people, but she definitely does not want to be around men. Don't know what that's about, but I hope that it's not too sad. It makes me cry. There is somebody in their college who really likes her, and it's a girl, but it actually might be a man who cross-dresses, maybe? So obviously he's presenting as a woman. I obviously don't know more than this. So that was what they were talking about. I only read the first episode. If I were just reading it to begin with and I didn't see the TikTok, I wouldn't know that that's really, I believe, so I don't want to get anything wrong, but my understanding is this is a man who cross-dresses. I will probably learn more, but yeah, I'm actually interested in that, and that'll be really, really cool because obviously we're about to heal some wounds, y'all. But yeah, so I might get into that. I still need to finish Sign. There's a bunch of stuff that I've started. There's a bunch of things that launched on Lezen, so we're just gonna see how it goes. I don't know. I really do need to read Boss Bitch Baby though. But then I also started reading the first episode of Flashlight, and we got a buff bottom, y'all, and y'all know I like that because I love hardboiled love. So, and all I gotta say is tomorrow is Wednesday. If I show up screaming, you know that hardboiled love did not drop, and if it doesn't drop, yeah, I'm gonna fucking be pissed. I'll wait, but I'm gonna be pissed because I don't even see a notice. I don't even see a notice that says it's on hiatus. Please, for the love of God, bring it back. Please, I need that. It can't be over this season. It's not over yet. Anyway, I know I'm rambling. I will see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, I don't remember the last time we spoke. Sorry about that. It is Saturday, so I don't even know when we last spoke. This week has been actually not so good since the last time I talked to y'all. I think the last thing I mentioned was that we were going to go see Don Da Don, and I know I read Don Da Don. I'm like only 3 or 4 volumes behind what's been released. I read the Evil Eye arc. I did not remember a lot of the stuff. Like, I remember Evil Eye's backstory with him seeing the children. I didn't remember anything else. So that was really overwhelming for me to watch that. And I've been thinking about my friend. I feel like I have a lot of highs and then lows. The lows seem really low when I feel like I just have to cry, you know? But I think I'm coming back up now. The last few days have been a little bit better. Last night was not, but I'm excited. I'm gonna be starting a new vlog after this because we're at the end now. Sorry, did I mention that? I'm also a little high. Sorry. So we're gonna be starting a new one tomorrow, and there's gonna be a special guest I can't wait for y'all to see. I'm very excited. That's also part of the reason why I've been emotional. I'm gonna try not to get emotional when I talk to you guys about it in next week's, but yeah. Anyway, I have read a lot, even though I felt like I was in a reading slump. I think I was just in a bit of a reading slump on and off, and then something happened the last few days, and it's been crazy, especially today. But let's talk about physically what I read. Literally just finished Pink Heart Jam Beads Volume 1. This is the sequel. Now, I have like only a few pages left. They're hooking up at the end. So I figured we could talk about it. Like to see their relationship, I think 2 years later after graduation. Now it is Haiga. It's his turn to graduate, and I like when I'm reading a BL where we see it like go further in the future, and now it's just like the normal everyday stuff. And I like when that happens and there's kind of a jealousy moment, because the characters that we're reading, they're just most of the characters that I'm reading about that have that happen, they're just so sweet, you know? So it's like, it's endearing almost. Like, it's not a toxic kind of jealousy. It's like, I think we've all been there, right? When maybe a coworker talked a little bit too long, or, I mean, lingering, get a little jealous. We've all been there. So, I don't know. That's just really cute. That doesn't happen to me now, but, you know, to reminisce about the times I never acted a fool, but I didn't always act the best when I was a little bit jealous. I've grown up since then. But yes, this is really good. So if you haven't picked this up and you did read Pink Heart Jam, get into it. Next, Firefly Wedding Volume 2. Don't know why it took me so long to pick this one up, and the third volume's coming out, I think, in July, maybe. Still really good. Once again, many months ago when I talked about, like, now that Yakuza Fiance, I don't know if it's ever coming back, but it's over. You know, let's just call it over at this point. I needed something to scratch the itch. I had a miss with Yakuza Lover, but Firefly Wedding actually does scratch the itch, because I love how crazy he is, and he's crazy about her. That's what I was missing from Yakuza Fiance. I mean, I read a lot of men being vicious sometimes, so that's not that crazy, but something about that dynamic, I love it. Yes. This one, I'm surprised I didn't actually like film when I finished this one, because I think I read this like last night or something. Like, I wanted to pick the camera up and talk about it. I'm obsessed. I will be reading every single volume. I mean, if it's even this small, every single other one, I'll do it. I don't care, because I have to know what's gonna happen. On and off work-life imbalance. Yeah, absolutely. So you've got a goth woman and a Lolita boy. It is kind of like an office something. I don't know if we can call it a romance yet, but it's everything. Like, I'm obsessed. So this is what they look like in the day. This is what they look like off the clock. And I really like in this, it physically shows it like on the clock, off the clock. So it's just really cute. I'll read the back, because I can already tell I'm getting off base. For coworkers Satoru Amata and Akira Hanku, this holds doubly, oh shit. There are two sides to every working adult. One they show when they're on the job, and one they show when they're off the clock. For coworkers Satoru Amata and Akira Hanku, this holds doubly true. Outside the office, these fashionistas don outfits that metamorphose them into completely different people. So what happens when they form a connection after hours without recognizing who the other is? Yeah. Oh! I don't know if this is going to turn into a romance that's romantic and not platonic. I don't know. I don't know if they're just going to be like really close friends, because, you know, even though they have these, they have the, I was gonna say alter egos. I don't know if you would call it that, but, you know, she's not too far off from what she's portraying. It's almost like, you know, the attitude of being goth is what she has in her on the clock moment, and but she has to be buttoned up. But when she's off the clock, she gets to just be her full self. Same thing with him. He's obviously a very like cute man, I would say. Delicate, cute, more than I would say handsome. I don't think that that's an insult, but is it? Anyway, so he just gets to express the pure cuteness that he is. So I really like that. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to be, okay, we're just friends. See, that's where I don't know where I was going a second ago. I just started talking, so sorry if that didn't transition right. Yeah, because it's like they're just being who they really are in general. You know, they're not friends at work, but they seem to be, you know, but is it going to be romance? Is it going to be kissing? You know, that's what I'm trying to get at. We'll see with volume 2, whenever that decides to come out. Now, the manhwa. Oh my god. I'm going to try so hard to stay on track. I promise you. I promise you I'm going to try with everything. I can just feel... like, yeah. I'm on the moon. Okay. Not really sure how this happened. I started reading Let Me Be Your Dog. Yeah, I didn't mind that. Young top, older bottom. The crowd goes wild. Yes, you know, we love that in this house. Yeah, I like that. I don't really have much to say. Yeah, it was really short, so there wasn't really much to say, but I recommend. Save a Little Prayer. I read that on like the finale day, so I consumed the whole thing in one day. Whiplash. I have it. I don't even know where to begin. Oh my god. So it's, you know, it's Omegaverse. It's Omegaverse. But it's like, you know, the Omega is called a bonder. Cool, whatever. They get to linking up with the pheromones. The Omega helps the Alpha because the Alpha. Well, that, you know, actually I'm confused about the world, because it's like, it's almost sci-fi-ish. Not really. I don't know if that's the right thing, but the P virus is something, I don't remember the lore. I don't remember the back history, but it almost seemed like alphas were created on accident, but then where do the omegas come from? I don't know. Anyway, it was giving almost evil levels of limited run to me. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Yeah, what the fuck? It was weird. Really just like, oh my god, if we had just communicated even one thing, we wouldn't have ended up where we ended up. That one was one where I did not know how one of the main characters was going to be redeemed, like the villain of it all. I was like, there's no way. And that's why I say limited run, because it's the son of people, corrupt ass people. He's got to do something to prove the corruption of his father, in limited run's case, or mother in this case. And, you know, I'm not really that awful I have to kind of play a part. So when that happened, I was like, oh, okay. Lovable now, I guess. That one was a crazy one, dude. You had Mr. Cho. Oh my God. Yeah, I really don't understand that verse, actually, because it's like, betas exist. So what's the difference? Is it like alpha and maybe it's dominant alpha versus, I don't know. If anybody knows, let me know down in the comments, because I don't really know how that worked. Because things were drug-based, so I don't really know what to make of that. Moving on. So yeah, say a little prayer. It got me in my feels. I think there was a few times I wanted to cry because I was really feeling the frustration, the angst, and the anguish. But wow, I braced myself because I knew it was, I was reading the finale. What a way, what a cliffhanger to leave us on. I mean, I'm hanging on by a hook of a finger. Okay, it was good. I didn't know what's going to happen next. That was nice. Leaves dancing on a melody. Yeah, I like that. I don't know. I saw like a little clip of that, I think either on TikTok or Twitter. I went on Liz and had to open it up. It was from a side story of the story. And I like that story. I did. Leaves dancing on a melody was good. It's like college love, college romance. You know, sweet puppy top, cat-like bottom. And I like those stories. And the side stories were really pretty. It was very cute. But then, and I caught up on some things. Oh my God, here's another flower. Okay. Today, I just read Childhood Friend Complex. Somebody tell me if there's going to be a season 2. Oh my God. Had me hooked. I don't know what it was, but I don't know where I saw it. I had to have seen something on TikTok, because that's like the number one thing that gets me like, I'll have to pick that up. I think this is the one that really made me go, yeah. If you are serving best friends to lovers, if you're serving that, I'm eating it up, okay? Especially if it's that story, because, okay. It was just too good. The back and forth between our main characters, I really liked it. I really liked our main female character. She's just, I think, just so likable. I like the male lead. He's so likable. I love their dynamic. Oh my God, I love the friends. I love the side relationships. This is why I have to do. Because then you have, I think it's Yuna and Johan. Yes, I fucks with the Johans, okay? Because all of them are fine as hell in anything I've read. I have to know what's gonna happen with that, because obviously they're gonna have to be together. Come on. Then you have the second male lead, okay? About to make his move. Why is he so freaked out all the time? He wants to see women cry. I'm not really a fan of that. I don't like that, you know, like, but like, if it's so specific, it seems like a deep-seated issue we need to address on the leather sofa. But yeah, he's freaked out. I want to see what happens, but he's too freaked out for our main character, okay? He's too freaked out for her because she's getting off on kisses. Nice. Okay, that's her ultimate fantasy. It really didn't seem like the sex was really creative between her and her best friend, but who am I? Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? Who am I? But she was liking it. She likes the innocent, sweet stuff. And then you have the other guy. He got bitches wrapped up, blindfolded, doing all types of trips and tricks. Wants to see her cry. Oh my God. So it's about to get real freaky. I don't think she's ready for that, unless this kind of makes him want to be a little bit softer, but I don't think so. He seems like he's got some demons. And you know what? Back off. All right, and now Tears on a Weathered Flower. I'm gonna try to keep my thoughts in order. and be very serious because this is the second time I'm actually talking about it. Right before this, I went on several tangents and then I forgot what I even said. So we're starting over. Alrighty, so we have the showdown, okay? It was exactly what I would have wanted to see, okay? Minchol gets his face mushed up by him. Hell yeah, okay? No, it's not. Yes, that's what I wanted to see. What I wanted to see. I'm glad that, and this is spoilers, I'm glad that Jesus wasn't there. Teja's got a lot of shit going on, okay? I don't know what's even, is there anything more difficult than chess? That is the level of shit Teja's doing, okay? Clearly. So, in my last vlog, I had written down somewhere, when I was talking about this, that I was pretty sure that Teja's family, like, owns the debt or whatever. Because do we ever, have we really been told what his family does? Because they seem gangster-like. Okay, they seem like loan sharks, you know, but they're at the very top. And I just thought, oh, that's interesting if that's what's happening. But now I don't know, because he said that, Jace basically said that after he's been pushed away and he's getting pushed out of Jesus' apartment. Like, oh, we're the debt collectors, da, 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 making it seem like they took Jesus and that's why he can't get in touch with her. So now it's going to make him want to actually work harder for Jesus' sake. And, oh, it's just like, to me though, I want to know, like, I want to believe in the theory that I have that they're on debt, but now I'm starting to think maybe that's not the case. And like, what if that moment where we haven't seen if they interact years ago, but what if it wasn't something like, oh, I just saw this, yeah, and I want to help her, whatever. What if it was like, she shared it with him, she doesn't remember him, she doesn't remember this conversation with him at that age years ago, and he, like, I don't know, fell for her in that moment and then wanted to, you know, actually start giving a fuck about being in the family business, because we don't know what his family does exactly. So I don't know what to think. I like both. I really do. Okay. I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good. It did feel really short. I just would have liked a little bit more, but I am hoping that from here the story picks up and we're not really moving at a snail's pace. I'm not trying to be too complaining-y, but yeah, it feels like we've been really chugging along, you know, just really through the mud. That's just how it feels to me. So I'm hoping that it picks up, because I don't know how long this is gonna be, but what's the conclusion? Is it gonna be Minchol basically works his ass off, you know, frees Jesus from this shit, and then he expects that she will be with him, but she does not choose him, and he just has to live with that? I don't know. Or will it be something else? Will it be something more dramatic? Because, like, it could possibly be more dramatic if it's like, oh, he and Teja fight and there's a weapon involved, or Teja's family really is in the mob or whatever. You know what I mean? Because then that could get sticky. But I think I'm doing a good job talking. It just felt like that one sentence that I said was like 30 minutes long. I know it wasn't, but it felt like eternity. So yeah, Tears on a Withered Flower. Good addition. Oh, and guess what? There wasn't a new fucking episode of Hard Boiled Love. I'm going to rip my hair out, follicle by follicle, okay? What the fuck? And I don't even know, because there's not like a hiatus notice that says, hey y'all, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, I'm gonna be back providing you with the supper that you needed to consume. I'm starving here. I'm starving. I just saw, you know, cut us off in the shower, and then beating the ass of the fucking creepy ass old man sub. And he's like, I'm gonna get my guy. How long do I have to wait? I'm losing it. I need them in my life again. It's sick. Everything is on hiatus. I want people to be okay, but how dare you deliver something so amazing? And then I can't consume it anymore. Anyway, we're at the end. Even if I had more to talk about, I can't even say anything. So, yes, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on other social media. It's in the description box down below. And you have a good day.